Rob Manfred talking about the Dodgers once again. It seems like the commissioner always is talking about the Dodgers in one way or another, and we're going to get into the latest of what he spoke about to the media about the Dodgers and their recent free agency. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the 30% of you, the ones who are watching these videos, who've already hit the sub button. We've got over 7,000 of you now subscribed. I want to thank everybody, but 69% of you have not subscribed yet. Not sure why. We're the best Dodger channel out there. Myself and Brad J. We're bringing you everyday Dodger content. You're not going to find it like this anywhere else, the way we bring you the Dodger content. I'm sure there's other channels out there, but nobody brings it like Mike and Brad for sure. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to share this video as well to all your friends and family who like baseball or Dodger fans. But yeah, let's get right into it. Of course, Rob Manfred has finally defended the Dodgers. Of course, there's been a lot of criticism, from baseball fans and sports fans these last few years. Not just I would say in general, the sports world absolutely hates the Dodgers. Right? They hate us. They absolutely hate the Dodgers, and the reason why they hate us is because they ain't us, right? I mean, that's basically why they hate the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers are the most successful baseball team in recent memory, in terms of signing players and making the right decisions in the offseason. And I think that's why a lot of people hate the Dodgers, right? And there's been a lot of criticism about the Dodgers, signing a lot of players, spending a lot of money. And Rob Manfred had something to say about that. So the Dodgers, of course, stunned the sports world last year, signing Ohtani to a $700 million contract last year. This is from the Sports Illustrated article. The Dodgers, of course, ended up spending $450 million in this offseason to upgrade a team that just won the World Series. I mean, some teams have never even spent $450 million ever in their whole franchise history. The Dodgers just did it in 1 year. That just shows you how much money this team has and how their front office has done an amazing job of signing players, convincing players to come play for the Dodgers, right? And this year, they ended up getting the biggest free agent available in Blake Snell, a two-time Cy Young winner. Some people were hoping that the Dodgers would get Blake Snell, but I was shocked. I mean, I was absolutely shocked. I really thought there would be other teams that would put up more money. I don't know. I think the Dodgers, in a way, didn't get lucky, but we definitely got somebody that we did not expect to get, Blake Snell, in this offseason, especially after winning the World Series. The Dodgers win the World Series, and then they go out and get the top pitcher available. I mean, that's pretty crazy, pretty wild if you ask me. But the Dodgers now have more than $2 billion of guaranteed money tied up to just 7 players, an unprecedented half of which the franchise has decided to dole out in deferred payments through 2046. That's pretty crazy, too. 20 years. Think about it. 21 years from now, that's going to be wild. I don't know. 21 years from now, I'll be definitely old. The Dodgers' wealth, they possess MLB's highest payroll by a wide margin, and its strategy of deferred payments has allowed the club to stockpile talent while also irking the fan bases of small market teams. Yeah, we have definitely seen that. And this is what Rob Manfred said. The Dodgers have gone out and done everything possible, always within the rules. That's a key point. The Dodgers have done everything within the rules. The Dodgers are not breaking any laws, any baseball rules here. They have followed the rules, unlike other teams like Houston, right, and New York and Boston, all teams that have cheated. But anyway, the Dodgers have gone out and done everything possible, always within the rules, to put out the best possible team on the field. That's what, of course, Rob Manfred was saying. I think that's a great thing. That's the type of competitive spirit that people want to see. And he went on to add as well, he thinks the bigger problem, he's been the commissioner now for over 10 years, which is pretty crazy. If I'm going to be critical of something, it's not going to be the Dodgers. This is what Rob Manfred said to Jack Harris of the LA Times. It's going to be the system. So what is Rob Manfred talking about? Well, Rob Manfred is definitely talking about the system that baseball currently has that has basically no salary cap, right? I mean, there is a salary limit to how much money teams can spend on players, but you basically just have to pay luxury tax, and you're okay, right? The Dodgers just pay that luxury tax every year, And, of course, that tax goes up every year. But the Dodgers have enough money to pay that. So, basically, if you have a lot of money, like the Boston Red Sox, the New York Yankees, the LA Dodgers, and the New York Mets, those four teams spend the most amount of money every year on their ball clubs. And they have the money to pay whatever luxury tax they have to pay to get through and have the type of team they want to have, right? So if baseball had a system, a different system, what do you guys think? Comment below. What do you guys think of baseball's current system when it comes to players getting paid? There's no limits on contract lengths. There's no limits on the average annual value that players are allowed to make. There is of course, a service time system right now that keeps players on a team when they first get drafted for many years. So what is wrong with baseball's system? There's a lot of things that have been around for so many decades now. I think of it, baseball has had the unfortunate lockout of '94 that canceled the World Series. And 30 years ago, these problems were being talked about between the owners and the Players Association. And unfortunately, the owners kind of caved in to the players, right, and didn't do anything to change anything. And then recently, there was another, of course, labor dispute, and nothing was done, really. Nothing was really changed in terms of the type, in terms of limiting the spending of these big market teams to try to make baseball more competitive. So basically, this is on the owners who have given in to the players' demands time and time again. The Players' Union for Baseball is the strongest union in sports. There is no doubt about it. There's no other union in sports that is as strong as a baseball union. And, they were the first, right? I mean, they were the first sport to get free agency over 50 years ago. And I think that's why they still have that strong union for the players that, of course, represent the rest of the league, right? It's just a select few. It's 10 to 15 guys that are making the decisions for the entire baseball, the entire PA, Players Association. So these guys have stood strong. Of course, the players have changed throughout the generations. We have the same guys that were there, 30, 40 years ago, or even the guys that were there in '94. But now it's a whole new generation of players, but they've kind of maintained that tradition of being strong and getting what they want. And basically, the players are happy with the current system. They're able to make the most amount of money possible. They're able to get $700 million if they get that. They deserve that kind of money, right? They get whatever they want. They get 10, 20-year contracts. It doesn't matter, right? And no other sport's like this, right? Basketball has limits to how many years players can get. Hockey has an extremely strict salary cap that keeps hockey pretty competitive, but they have a year-long lockout. So how much is baseball willing to do to change this system? And frankly, I don't think they're willing to do much, right? I think baseball doesn't have the money that these other sports have to lock out for an extended period, and they're just going to keep kind of giving in to what the players want, which is what they want right now is a system the players are happy with. What do you guys think? Comment below. I think, it would be nice if they had a little bit more competitive balance, but I don't foresee that happening in baseball, really, because I really think this system, everybody, the big teams are making money, the players are making money, which is important, and that's why I just don't see any movement, to change it. And there's a lot of owners out there losing money. They can't have a lockout. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers. Woo!